Let's talk about Unreal Tournament, now known as UT99. This was the first game in the Unreal Tournament series, released all the way back on November 22nd, 1999. Some people say it's one of the greatest games ever made, and yet I have never really played it. You all made it very clear that I have to. I actually did get a copy a couple of years ago. For the sake of this video, I just went to oldunreal.com, downloaded a version that works with modern Windows, and away we go. But many of you on my last video commented how you thought UT99 was clearly better than 2004. The tricky thing is, UT 2004 is the game I had for over 20 years. That is the game I've been playing for 2 decades. I'm only trying UT 99 now. I have no doubt it'll be great, but how can it stack up to a game that has 20 years of memories? Well, I'm not sure, but many of you made it clear this is better, so it's a tall order, but enough yapping. It's time for carnage. Instantly upon launching it, I was impressed with the graphics. Of course the game looks old, but I mean, think about it, 1999? Most games look like this, or this, so this was fantastic for the time. But gameplay is king, however, so let's see what we have. Yep, it's Unreal, alright. I've only played UT99 for a few hours to get footage, but the game felt instantly familiar. No doubt the years of UT 2004 help, but wow, this just clicked instantly. The thing is, I feel incredibly connected to this game. It feels like something I've played forever, but I haven't. It's only been a few hours. Something about it just feels perfect. The aiming feels tighter. The movement just feels, again, tighter. I read people commenting on the movement being different between 99 and 2004, and while I can't explain the feeling, I have to agree, there's a difference. Everything just feels great. A lot of the weapons I'm used to in 2004 happen to be here as well. The shock rifle, bio rifle, flak cannon, rocket launcher, the sniper. But we also have some different weapons. Gone is the shield gun, and instead, the impact hammer. In 2004, the shield gun had 2 functions. One is obviously a shield. The other function was a charge-up attack. You ram into an enemy and watch them explode. Well, that's basically the impact hammer. The assault rifle is gone, and instead, you have a pistol called the Enforcer, and honestly, the Enforcer is badass. You have a really good chance to kill a couple people with one, you can survive with it. And if you frag someone who's using one, you can grab it and have 2 Enforcers. Legitimately feels great, and you can even shoot sideways. Why? I don't know, it's just cool, I guess. The flak cannon feels more impactful, and the rocket launcher is insane. It has so many different functions also. In 2004, you could shoot 1 rocket, a spread of 3, or 3 rockets in a spiral. In 99, you could shoot 1 rocket, 6 rockets, or just shoot rockets and they bounce around the room until they explode. This is one of the few games where I also happen to legitimately love sniping. Out of all the shooters I've played in 20 years, there's only been 2 games I've been able to snipe in with any success. Warhawk and Killzone 2, both for the PlayStation 3. Now I can confidently add UT99. I mean, constant headshots, it's so satisfying. As I said, I downloaded the game off oldunreal.com. I'm not sure if this version is any different in terms of controls, but it just feels amazing. I gotta keep it real with you. Since I started getting footage for this video, this has been the Unreal game I kept going back to. Yeah, so 2004 is my first love, but I've been going back to play 99, not 2004. You guys might be right. While I'm not ready to say this is the definitive Unreal, this is absolutely for the running. One thing that's taken me some time to get used to is the interface. It's all controlled on the top of the screen, kind of like an application like Microsoft Office, right? It's functional and it's fine, it's just different. But that said, you could argue the super bright blue menus of 2004 with its yellow text is perhaps uglier and maybe more dated? It never bugged me before, but yeah, in hindsight, 2004's interface is kind of odd, isn't it? One of my big compliments of 2004 was the sound design. The grunts, the screams, the music, all of it. But then I played 99. Wow, the sound is better, like without question better. The taunts and orders sound fine. The music is incredible though, with tons of drum and bass music. The grunts and the screams, they're just excellent, but ooh, the sound of the weapons. Every single weapon is loud and impactful. 2004 actually sounds rather weak in comparison. Also, the sound happens to be pretty low in the mix, and there's no way to adjust it either. This was something I never really noticed before until playing 99. Now I can see that 2004 needs to give you the option to tweak the volume of the weapons, because it's just too quiet. Having louder weapons really adds to the chaos of the match. I mean, just listen to this. Also, the announcer sounds much more clear and is easier to hear. In UT 2004, the announcer seems to have a lot of bass in the recording, or at least sometimes, and it tends to get lost in all the madness of everything, but in 99, it is super clear. I cannot deny the sound of 99, it's truly excellent. Game modes include Assault, CTF, Deathmatch, Domination, Last Man Standing, and Dark Match. It doesn't have some of the game modes such as Bombing Run. That wasn't introduced until 2003, so fair enough, I guess. These modes are great, and again, Assault being particularly awesome. Including map packs and Game of the Year content. I don't know, man, there's even more stuff. I don't have a complete list, but there has to be like 100 plus maps. There's even more game modes at King of the Hill and Sword Arena. Man, the Unreal games just don't skip out on content. You get every penny's worth. Plus mods and user content really go a far way. Take a modern game like Black Ops 6. You have to wait for maps to be released. But during the good old days of Unreal, you could just download maps or even create your own using the editor that was included with the game. I feel about this the same I feel about 2004. There's just so much content, it basically never ends. One of my favorite things of this game are the maps. First of all, as I've said, you have a lot of maps, but I haven't yet to see one that I actually dislike. What stands out is the variety of the maps. This one takes place on a ship, this one is in space, this one looks like it could be a church or some kind of a religious building. This one looks like ancient Egypt. I love these. 2003 and 4 had space levels and Egypt-themed levels, but I don't know, man, these just seem more cool. Also, it was neat to see some of the maps I grew up playing in 2004 here in the original form. There is something truly special here. It has a blend of sound, old yet appealing graphics, fun maps, stupidly satisfying weapons. Man, this game just kicks ass. It feels perfect. Everything about it. You guys were not lying. Once I started to play this game to get footage, it sunk its teeth into me. I just have to get one more frag, and then another, and another, and another. I can't imagine how incredible this must have been in 1999. Speaking of iconic arena shooters from 1999, Quake 3 Arena, released just about a week or so after Unreal Tournament. It's only natural to compare the two, at least somewhat. Quake 3 Arena is much more straightforward than UT. Once I got my hands on UT, I played it tons, but it was usually by myself with bots. But in the early days of high school, me and a couple nerds used to play Quake 3 Arena over LAN, and it was a blast. It's fast, it's violent, it feels good to play even after all these years. It feels different than UT though, and I could see how someone may prefer one over the other. One big difference is Quake is yet to be abandoned. Whether it's a good thing or not is yet to be decided, but Microsoft owns Bethesda and id, and all the IP and properties they had, including Quake. You can play modern remasters of Quake 1 and 2. They still have Quake 3 Arena with its servers online. Even Quake 4, you can get all of them, and they're all on Game Pass. You could be unsure about Microsoft's involvement, as well as a subscription service, but kudos to them for at least having the games available and easy to access. That is something Epic could learn. I highly recommend getting your hands on Quake 3 Arena, especially with it on Game Pass and the servers being up. Me personally, I'll stick with Unreal Tournament. It just has stuff, lots of stuff, lots and lots of stuff, more interesting stuff. I love shooting saw blades at people. I love the flat cannon, the rocket launcher, the alternate weapon functions, the maps, the music. It just scratches an itch that Quake 3 can't quite do. Quake is great, but Unreal's better. Some people were telling me I was lying and the games are available on GOG or oldunreal.com. I checked right before filming this, and it appears that Unreal, Unreal 2, and UT are on oldunreal.com. I believe all the games are available on archive.org, and I even made a little joke to go to archive.org in my video about UT 2004. I checked again, but no, the games are not available to purchase. Not from Steam or Epic or GOG. They are, in fact, delisted. You can search on GOG, but they aren't there. If you go to the UT page on Epic's website, it features links to Unreal's 1, 2, and 99, but it directs you to old Unreal. There is no link for UT 2003, 2004, Unreal Tournament 3, or the Alpha from 2014. Don't get it twisted, you can absolutely acquire these games from places, but I just wish they were available to purchase. Somebody gets to watch this video and buy UT directly off Steam on a Steam Deck. That's what I want. Anyway, enough of that stuff. The online works. I'm connected to fan servers again, and the player count is again low, but I'm able to get into a few matches, including this one, where we are small characters in a giant bedroom with Barbie Girl playing in the background on a never-ending loop that slowly eats away at your sanity until you lose the will to live. Whew. In my last video, I mentioned fan servers have less players, but still active matches. It's mostly the same now. However, I did notice a couple more players on UT99 over 2004. Don't expect CS2 or Marvel rival numbers, but it's enough to have some fun. Good times to be had, even if the player base is small. It does make me wish I was able to play the game when it was in its heyday. But how did I miss this in the first place? As a kid, I never had Unreal Tournament. In 1999, I was too busy playing Nintendo 64, but a couple years later, I was introduced to Unreal, but it was Unreal Championship, a port of UT 2003 for the Xbox. I loved Unreal Championship. It was my first arena shooter and competitive shooter. I played it against bots and I was addicted to it. Eventually I got Xbox Live and the game became even better. As stated before, it's more or less just a port of UT 2003 but simplified. It lacks some content, some of the maps are adjusted, and it's missing a couple features like a stable frame rate. Going back to this version now, the aiming feels kind of off to me. I'll chalk it up to me being rusty and not used to controllers, but that said, I loved the game and I wanted more. Eventually, I found out about UT 2004 and the rest was history. For all I knew, Unreal Championship was the first game in the series, but the original game was lost to time. Is Unreal Tournament better than Unreal Tournament 2004? Speaking as unbiased as possible, yes. Yes, it is. I can point out multiple reasons why I prefer 2004, the brighter art design, more game modes, vehicles, it's great stuff. It's easier said than done, but once I put away my biases and the nostalgia, I have to be honest, since installing 99, this has been the game I keep going back to. Even if I only have 20 minutes to myself after work, it's enough time to squeeze in a couple short matches of 99. I could easily play 2004, but I don't. 99 has my attention. The 20 years of nostalgia and memories cannot be ignored. Unreal Tournament 2004 will always be a classic to me. That will never change. It will remain there. However, it has to move over and make space for the original.